What's good, family? What's good, people? I want to holler at y'all about the NBA free agency. Um, NBA free agency is looking crazy. Let me just start at the beginning. I was hoping Dame would move because I really wanted to see him in Philly. I think him in Philly somehow, some way. I told about that last season. I thought that was going to happen, but then he ended up getting injured. I wanted to see if he was really going to start exploring, but that didn't happen. Bradley Beal, I thought he was going to explore, but between the two, it looked like Bradley Beal just wants to bag because between the two of them, Dame can at least talk with his management and say, okay, we've been to the Western Finals. What the hell can Bradley Beal say? I mean, they haven't had any real success. They haven't had any. So I wish Dame the best in such a loaded Western Conference. I do think eventually I still feel he's eventually gonna have to move. Um I do like a lot of the moves that have happened. I do think the Knicks overpaid for Jalen Brunson because the Knicks were the only ones bidding that high for him. So they ended up paying him over 100. We could end up paying him a lot less and still had him. So it's not that he wasn't what we needed. It's the fact that we overpaid for him. Um, the biggest thing, of course, is going on right now is the whole Kyrie Irving situation. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And his was making that situation funny. Kyrie opts in for the final year, says he wants out. Trade me. Kevin Durant says, trade me, which kind of blows my mind. Why are you the one staying? If Kyrie leaves, why aren't you staying? Kyrie has pissed off so many people, pissed off the whole league to the point where, great as a player as he is, nobody wants him. And the only player that wants him is the Lakers because LeBron wants him. But here's the problem. They just finished giving LeBron everything he wants. And when it didn't go well, there's no accountability. He points fingers and blames everyone else. That is what happened. That is real. And for that trade to happen, you would have to give Brooklyn Russell Westbrook. And the only way Brooklyn's going to take Russell Westbrook is if KD isn't there anymore. They secretly hoping they can keep KD. So you got to take care of KD first. But the problem with trading KD is you're not going to get equal value. You get that. But you don't want to get hosed. They gave all that for Rudy Gobert. At least give me what Rudy Gobert got. And teams aren't even trying to do that because the whole point is you want to trade him, but KD wants to go to a team he can win a championship. The only team who could really realistically do it is Golden State because they got the young horses. Have you seen Wiseman? Have you seen Kaminga in Summer League? Have you seen these young cats? And they kind of like, they haven't made a final decision yet, but they kind of like, we go where we at. So it looks like Brooklyn might have to run it back. And I would love to see them run it back. I would love to see them actually try. And the corny shit about this, it's really corny to me, is that this is what I'm all for player empowerment, but when you have player empowerment and you make fucked up decisions, you gotta own your fucked up decisions. You don't sit back and blame. Because when ownership and GMs make fuck up decisions, the owner and GM get fired. I mean, the GMs get fired. So they're accountable for their fucked up decisions. Like the GM for the Nets that made that trade that basically built the Boston Celtics. How'd that work out for them? You know what I'm saying? GMs get fired. when they make bad decisions. You see it in basketball, you see it in football, you see it in baseball. GM makes a few bad decisions, they get fired. So players, you want to make these bad decisions, at the very least, you got to man up and own your shit. Man up and own it. And that's the thing that's holding things up in Brooklyn. Um, because you'd have to get rid of KD first to make the trade for Kyrie for Westbrook. Because you can't make the Westbrook trade with KD still there. And right now, it don't look like they're going to get anything for KD. And it ain't because KD ain't that nigga. Because KD is that nigga. Make no mistake. You can argue that he's the best player in the game today. I say Giannis, but you can make the argument for KD. But the problem is he has 4 years left on his deal. He's 34. And where can you send him where he can win a championship? That's my take. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, especially since now the biggest trade piece left is Donovan Mitchell. He needs out of Utah. Let's see what happens there. I would love to see him in New York. I would also love to see him in Miami. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.